Attention please. This upload is only for educational purpose. No intention to infringe copyrights. Learning English with subtitles. GPITRAL. GPITRAL. Definitely a must-see. Follow us.
They start in the kitchen.
Heather, when I first arrived here, I felt something sinister outside of the kitchen window.
Yeah.
And I wanted to start in this room and just talk to the pendulum. And what I'd like to do is have you ask the pendulum if there's anything here. If it swings like that,
Yeah.
it's yes. If it swings like that, it's no.
So I just ask if there's anybody here.
Yes.
Is there anybody here? Oh, God, no. Oh, I've got goosebumps.
Are there more? Ooh, Lord. Crikey.
Oh, goosebumps all over.
Mark, have you ever seen it do that before?
Usually when there's something evil or sinister around it, it goes
Okay.
that bad.
Okay. Now, you know what? I'm going to ask you, do you get cold spots behind you where you are? Because
Yeah,
I'm feeling really
sometimes.
cold
Yeah, sometimes.
right over here. Mark, right where your hand is?
Notice it. It's not.
Yeah, in that corner there.
We can measure the temperature now. I mean,
Right.
we're getting 13.3 degrees.
Right.
So if we move across into this corner where you
Can
say
you go right
you
ahead?
believe it's colder,
Yes.
it's actually warmer. 13.5 over here. It's still going up.
Oh, you're messing with us.
Why would it be going up?
Yeah.
That's weird.
You do tend to find that though, when people say there's a cold spot, you go across and measure it, it's actually warmer.
Really? What's that all
There's
about?
no heat source there at all.
There's no heat source here, no, the radiator is, it's stone cold.
Yeah.
I think, just personally, that if it starts to warm up, what's happening in your home, you've got really positive spirits,
Yeah.
and you've got some really sinister things,
Yeah.
and I think that they've both attached themselves to you.
The group now move across to the side of the cottage that Heather will not spend time in alone.
Okay.
Immediately, Johnny begins to pick up on something that she believes is under the house.
There is something running underneath here. I don't know if it's a tunnel or whatever it was. I don't know what they were. Ooh,
I feel like cold on my
me
cheek.
too.
It just feels, just my cheek just went really icy cold again.
Maybe like
as if
someone walking
something's-
past you.
Yes, like
It's interesting
air's
because I felt
moved.
it just after
Did you
said
feel
it.
it
Yeah,
as well?
come across.
Yeah.
They came across this way and sort of into this room.
yes.
I want to find out if there's any ley lines around here, because you've got a tremendous amount of energy in this
I
property.
can feel it.
Well, that water actually runs. There's a underground, it's like a river or something.
Okay.
Underneath, and it goes underneath the road, and it meets up another place. I could show you where that.
And you didn't know this, Heather?
Well, I didn't know it was. I knew it was over the road there, but I didn't know it was.
No, it's under
the
your
house.
home,
I didn't
because
know
there's just so much energy here.
The River Dove flows very close to Thorpe Cottage, and some of the ancient irrigation is thought to run near to or directly under the property. So could the presence of water be drawing the spirits to the cottage? Johnny now leads the group further into the side of the cottage that Heather has felt the most activity.
I just saw a big black shadow all the way over there.
You're very, very sensitive, Heather. Very, very sensitive. And when you see something that you don't understand, it frightens you. And then what's ever here that's negative, it feeds on that fear.
Moving further into the cottage, they enter the room that Heather used to sleep in.
I gotta tell you, I'm getting a lot of mixed messages standing over in this corner. I'm getting anger, frustration. They don't know where to put all this energy. They don't know where to put all this pain. They don't know where to put all this hurt.
Is that why they were standing over me when I was in bed? Are you just lying in bed and you can just feel somebody standing there right next to you, which I find quite threatening because you're sort of lying down.
Do you mind?
Oh, no.
Go on, girl.
No.
Go on.
I don't like it. This used to be my side of the bed. I don't like it.
Okay.
No, I don't like it.
Mm.
It's an It just feels like there's somebody stood here.
We're going back a couple of generations, but there was the Abbott sisters that were apparently in this room. There was a knife, and one of the Abbott sisters had he was either a fiance or a boyfriend or something up here with them, but that's as much of the story as I know. So there's something.
And a knife.
There's a knife, two sisters, they're both long past, and some kind of thing that didn't go well.
Oh, again, if you don't like it, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Okay. I don't like it. This room makes me feel very claustrophobic. This room makes me feel ill. I gotta get out this room, I'm sorry. I gotta get out of this room. Excuse me, I gotta go. I can't stay in this room. I think that room has a memory of something horrible that's happened in the house, and that's the portal. That's the place of entry.
Yeah.
That room is just, it's sickening.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't like coming up here. You can feel it.
It's sickening.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that somebody was dragged up here. Just ugly, just absolute ugliness. It's no wonder that you know, are very uncomfortable in there.
Johnny's picked up on what she believes is a memory of someone being dragged into the bedroom. Could this be related to the grisly story Mike mentioned about the knife? Would that explain the activity Heather believes she's seen? It's now time for house cleanser Ian Lorman to go to work, to see if once and for all he can deal with the spirits that Heather feels are driving her out of her home.
I need to find out what it's like with you in a room on your own.
No.
Stay brave.
I'll be right here with you.
Is there anybody here that can hear my voice? I don't want to cause you any harm.
For the past 4 years, Michael and Heather Kelly have been convinced that spirits have been haunting their dream cottage in the heart of the Peak District. Medium Johnny Fiore has been trying to understand the nature of Heather's gift, which has appeared to give her an insight into the supernatural.
When you see something that you don't understand, it frightens you. And then whatever here that's negative, it feeds on that fear.
And now Heather has noticed something unusual that has appeared in the corner of one of the photos she's taken of the cottage, a ghostly shadow for which they could find no explanation. And then, looking at other photos, Mike and Heather noticed small circles of light appearing in parts of several of the images. Could these be physical manifestations of spirits?
Some people have taken photographs where an image has appeared as a circle, as an orb they call it. And these have become actually quite popular amongst people who are interested in the paranormal, put it loosely. Now, commonly we find that with digital cameras, orbs are merely an effect of the camera, a bit of dust, a spot of rain, or something in the atmosphere. But there have been cases where orbs have been photographed that haven't been these things, and they seem to be a form of energy.
Heather is convinced her pictures do indeed show manifestations of ghostly activity. Now it's time for spirit cleanser Ian Lorman to attempt to make sense of what's been going on in their cottage. He hopes to rid it of the evil spirits Heather believes she's seen. Johnny explains what she's been able to pick up on.
There's a sinister presence in the house. I didn't want to alarm her, but I think it may be 2 or 3 sinister presence in the house. She's seen hands, she can't sleep, the temperature is rising, the temperature is dropping, and I told them you were going to come and sort all this out.
Okay.
All right.
Ian enters the house to meet with Heather and Mike. As he walks through, he picks up on an unusual atmosphere that he believes indicates the presence of spirits.
It feels very uncomfortable, the kitchen especially, but as soon as I walked in here, it's almost like you've got good and bad going on here. I don't like it, I must admit.
No, I don't. But there is the good and the bad, because there were 2 people in my room last night, and it was like one person was saying, I'm going to protect you, and the other person was saying, I'm going to create havoc for you. And
So which one won?
it just went on. It was like a battle of wills all night long.
The
and I was caught in the middle.
The worry I have with that is basically bad always wins good. So we need to stop the bad before we can get the good to come out. There's so many cases like this, obviously, and you know, you've got a lovely home and it looks fantastic on the inside as well as the outside, but obviously the feeling's not good for,
no,
for
it's
yourself
not nice to live
and
in.
for your family, etc.
No.
Okay. And what about you, Mike? How have you been in the house?
I've been okay, really. I'm a bit concerned about Heather because of all the experiences she has, and they're quite negative.
Well, I think what I need to do here is have a walk around the house with you, see what energy is, see what kind of thing I'm feeling. If you're okay.
I'm not going in a room on my own.
Okay. Well, we need to walk around together initially.
That's fine, but I don't want to go in on my own.
And see what's happening, and definitely. You know, I need to know which is the bad room, which is the good room, and find out where everything's coming from. Okay.
Yeah, that's
all right,
fine.
Great.
Follow me.
Yeah.
Okay, as I'm walking up these stairs now, I'm getting quite strange. I'm getting a very strong churning in my stomach. I'm particularly drawn to this room here.
This is the bedroom that Heather refuses to go into on her own, and the place that Johnny feels holds a memory of a murder taking place.
Okay, let's go straight on. If there's anybody in the building with us and you can hear my voice, I ask of you to step forward from your world into ours and communicate with me.
Oh, God.
Oh. Oh. Okay, oh, goodness.
Was somebody stabbed in this room?
I was just going to say, someone's just stabbed me in my stomach. Or punched my stomach. There's definitely a sharp pain in this room.
Could this stabbing feeling be related to the story that Mike had heard?
This is really, really heavy, this place. It's almost like some kind of either worship or something's gone on.
Oh, God.
The taste of blood.
Oh.
Dead meat. Almost like a sacrifice or something.
Oh.
How old's the building?
As far as we know, 1725.
And would we know what was here before this?
Before this building was here, now I don't know what was here.
Okay, I've seen enough in here, I want to get out. Okay.
Oh, God in heaven.
Ian believes he is seeing a spirit roaming the house as they walk around it. It stops him in his tracks.